Bail was granted today for Homagama District Judge Sunil Abesinghe, who was remanded on charges of soliciting a bribe. Bail was set at 2 sureties of 5 million rupees each by the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court.
Homagama District Judge Sunil Abesinghe has been charged with soliciting a bribe of 300,000 rupees from a woman to provide a favourable verdict for her. Officers of the Commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption arrested the judge on the 29th of May. The suspect judge was placed in remand custody after being produced in court. While a police constable was also arrested in connection with the incident, court further remanded him today until the 24th of June.
A 5-member bench of the Supreme Court today debated the legitimacy of the Attorney General filing an appeal against a verdict issued by the Court of Appeal against the Parliamentary Select Committee, which examined the impeachment motion against former Chief Justice Dr. Shirani Bandaranaike. The bench comprised of Justices Salim Marshuk, P.A. Ratnayaka, Satya Hettige, Eva Vanasundara and Rohini Maasinghe. Attorneys at law M.A. Sumandiran and J.C. Valyamanu represented the parliamentarians R. Sambandhan and Vijay Herath, who lodged the complaint to obtain the verdict of the Court of Appeal. They said the Attorney General does not have the ability to file an appeal against the verdict issued by the Court of Appeal. Pointing out that the Attorney General must always be unbiased, the lawyers said the Attorney General is lodging an appeal against a verdict issued by the Court of Appeal on the basis of a political process. They pointed out that the duty of the Attorney General is not to bring politics to court but to uphold the law in keeping with the Constitution. In response, the Attorney General said that he was not representing anybody in this case and that he lodged this appeal with the Supreme Court in order to resolve a legal crisis that has arisen. He noted that he has been vested with this power under Article 128 of the Constitution. Written submissions in this regard are to be made to the court on the 14th of June.
Sirasa TV, the #1 channel in the field of television in Sri Lanka, celebrates its 15th anniversary today.
Revolutionizing the TV experience, Sirasa TV celebrates its 15th anniversary today, gaining an irreplaceable position among the hearts of TV audiences. A celebratory event to mark the channel's 15th anniversary was held at the Stein Studio Complex in Ratmalana today with the participation of senior officials of the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited.
Sirasa TV.
Because of the change brought forth by Sirasa TV, the field of media in Sri Lanka was renewed and audiences were able to gain new experiences. That is why for 15 years Sirasa TV has been at the top. Today the radio stations and television channels, which make up the largest media network in Sri Lanka and which is owned by the Capital Maharaja Organisation, have become stakeholders in the lives of the Sri Lankan people and have become the leaders in the media industry. We owe all these victories to the fact that you, the audience, are with us.
It's been a long time. I think it's 83 years now, 1930, when this organization, the Capital Maharaja Organisation Limited, came into being. Over the years, it has touched millions of lives, and I think almost on a daily basis, we touch all the Sri Lankan lives in one form or the other, through our various businesses, whether it be in manufacturing or in media or in services. We've helped people take a fresh look at life through our various insightful programs. And in media, on a daily basis, we are informing and entertaining. All of what we've done in all these years is going to be a very small proportion of what we are going to do in the years to come.
Sirasa TV commenced with the intention of turning something ordinary into something extraordinary, and it has done just that for the past 15 years. There were a lot of changes in our country in the past 15 years, which had a direct and indirect impact on the lives of the people. However, if there was one media institution which stood by the people at all times, that media network was the Sirasa Media Network. A period chanting ceremony was held last night to coincide with the 15th anniversary of Sirasa TV. Meanwhile, a book titled Sirasa Vanshaya, which documents the history of Sirasa, was brought from the Aluvihare in Matle to the Stein Studio Complex in Rathmalana today. Preparations have been made to take the book across the island in order to obtain the views of the audiences. Sirasa TV audiences will also be treated to a number of special programs throughout the day today.
Dravida Munnetra Kalaham Party or DMK leader M. Karunanidhi yesterday sought India's intervention to implement the Rajiv Gandhi Jayawardena Accord to ensure the smoothing of the path towards conflict resolution and ethnic reconciliation in Sri Lanka.
Indian media reported that the DMK leader warned, quote, reversing the process of reconciliation and conflict resolution in Sri Lanka will worsen the situation in the traditional homelands of Sri Lanka, unquote. He added that the influx of refugees into Tamil Nadu will bring more hardships. Indian media reported that Karunanidhi notes in his letter that India had made a commitment to ensuring the implementation of the 13th Amendment, which made way for the establishment of provincial councils. In his letter, Karunanidhi notes that there is a growing voice in Sri Lanka calling for the repeal of the 13th Amendment and to cancel elections for the Northern Provincial Council scheduled for September. Karunanidhi says, quote, it is the duty and responsibility of India to intervene directly to see that the Rajiv Jayawardena Accord is implemented in its letter and spirit, unquote. The letter reads, quote, India should not be a silent spectator to the events taking place in Sri Lanka at this critical point of time, unquote. We ask that we receive powers similar to the way in which the central government has given powers to Tamil Nadu. They must grant these powers and find a permanent solution to this problem. This is a fair request on our part. The people who live in Tamil Nadu are happy and feel for their country. Therefore, can the people of Tamil Nadu ask for more powers for us than they have? I have made clarifications regarding this to the people of Tamil Nadu. If they have limited powers and they ask for more powers for the Tamils living in Sri Lanka, then who is going to give it? It is because of this that I have asked for the Indian system. Meanwhile, the Catholic Bishops' Conference in Sri Lanka requests the government not to amend or repeal the 13th Amendment to the Constitution, but to instead discuss with all parties, especially through the Parliamentary Select Committee, and think about a completely new constitution, which would guarantee justice, peace and true prosperity for all citizens of the country. Issuing a communique, the Catholic Bishops' Conference says that in this respect, it is only fair that the provincial council election in the north be held as scheduled according to the 13th Amendment. In its communique, the Catholic Bishops' Conference notes that the 13th Amendment provides for the devolution of power to the provinces and has been in effect for the last 2 decades. The communique reads, quote, there have been a few examples of tension with regard to the use of devolved authority, but by and large, the system has allowed greater participation of the people in the matter of governance, unquote. The Catholic Bishops' Conference says that it is their belief that even if this system may not be perfect, it is their contention that at this moment when Sri Lanka is striving to make permanent the hard-won peace after a 30-year conflict, pondering upon this constitutional provision may lead to over-centralization of authority and to international meddling in the affairs of this country.
At
the very least, these provincial councils are not something that was made by our government. This was made in India. What benefit has Sri Lanka reaped from the provincial councils? Did we receive a solution to the problem in the north? Neither the north nor the south received a solution. Provincial councils have messed up administration in the country and have become a white elephant. In truth, what are provincial councils? Provincial councils are a training center for the B team of those in government. The husband is in parliament and the wife is in the provincial council.
මහත්ත ඉන්නවා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ නෝනා ඉන්නවා පළාත් සභාවේ. ඕකනේ තියෙන්නේ.